Hi, welcome to today's class. Before I go on to solving exercises, I want to just get done with this theorem 7. Is that okay? I hope you understood the last class, the 5th and the 6th theorems. If you don't, it will be very helpful that you go back to the videos again and see what it's saying. Okay, so theorem 7 says that the angle between a tangent and a chord drawn from the point of contact is equal to the angle in the alternate segment. That is actually a jargon, right? But let me try to explain it. Okay, I think this is the diagram that will explain it. Remember we talked about angle within a segment, that angle of the same segment are equal. I think that should be theorem 2, right? Theorem 2, yeah. That the angle within a segment are equal. And what we mean by that is that if we have two angles here, these two angles, because they fall within the same segment of this chord, that they will be equal. Is that okay? So what this theorem is saying is that when you have a tangent, right, and it intersects with a chord, that any angle that tangent makes with the chord will be equal to the same angle that any angle that chord sustains at the other end of the circle. That means if this is x, this will also be x, and this will also be x. Is that okay? That's just what it means. Now, whatever angle this tangent makes with this chord will be the same thing as the angles that the chord sustains at the under end of the circumference. So what you say is that the angle between the tangent and a chord, that is this angle, drawn from the point of contact, that is this point of contact, is equal to any angle in the alternate segment. They are all equal. So we're going to be trying to prove this, right? We're going to try to prove it, and I'm going to use this diagram to prove it to you. Is that okay? So from what I'm saying, we have that this is the tangent, right, meeting at this one point. This is the point of contact. Now this tangent makes at this point of contact, we have that it forms the angle x here. Now there are some assumptions I want us to be doing. First of all, we know that this angle, to prove it, you have that angle STQ. This is STQ. We take it to be x, right? STQ will be x. This is our angle x. We also take that angle RTS. RTS, we'll call it y. We just label it y. And we call our angle TRS. Our angle TRS, we call it Z. And what we're actually going to be trying to prove is that this angle X and angle Z are equal. That's what we're going to prove, because this is the angle at the alternate segment. These are alternate segment angle. This here and this here. So we want to prove that this angle here and this Z is equal. And if we can actually establish that, we can now prove that this X, this Z, and any angle you have, they will also be equal. Of course, it's very easy to know that these two angles are equal from our second theorem, because they are formed by the same chord, right? And they sustain the same angle at the center. But what we want to now prove is that this one and this is equal. If we can prove that this and this is equal, then we can easily prove that this is equal. Now, I want us to just take that this RT is our diameter, right? This RT cuts across the center of the circle. And if that is true, we now have that if this, we want to take this to be the diameter of the circle, and if it is diameter of the circle, it means that y plus x will give us equal to 90 degrees, because any line that crosses to the center of the circle and touches the tangent will form a right angle. So we'll have that y and x will be equal to 90 degrees. But also, we also know that angle TSR will also give us equal to 90 degrees. Why? Because any angle sustained by the diameter will be equal to 90 degrees. Any angle that the diameter sustains will be equal to 90 degrees. So we have that this is 90 degrees and this is also 90 degrees. Is that okay? This is 90 degrees. And so that's what I'm trying to establish here, that RTQ will give us 90, and RST will also give us equal to 90 degrees. This is from our third theorem. This is from our fifth theorem. Is that okay? If we know these two things, what it implies is that this s plus y will give us equal to 90 degrees. But also, it will also give us that this z plus y will also be 90 degrees. Because why will it give us 90 degrees? You have know that the total angle in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees, right? Total angle in a triangle is 180 degrees. So if this gives us 90 degrees, it means that these two will also give us another 90 degrees that will make up to 180 degrees. Is that okay? So it means that this 90 degrees will give us 180 degrees. Or we can say that z plus y will give us equal to 90 degrees. So we have that y plus z, this plus this, will give us 90 degrees. Because this one is also 90 degrees. Also, we have that y plus x will give us equal to 90 degrees. Y plus x, which is this and this, will also give us equal to 90 degrees. If we have that y plus x is equal to 90 degrees, and we have that y plus z is equal to 90 degrees, what it just simply means is that y, x, and z is the same thing. Because it takes the same thing, a unique number, to add to y to get 90, and the same, it will definitely be that same number that you add to y to get 90. So from here we are having that this x is equal to this z. I don't know if I spoke over your head, but just go back and just follow what I just said. So we have that this and this are equal. If this and this are equal, definitely we can now know that because this is also subtended, and this angle is also subtended by the same chord, that means this and this will also be equal according to our second theorem. So that's how to establish this. So we have that angle TXS is equal to angle TRS because they are angle of the same segment. Is that okay? So tomorrow I'll be solving one exercise on this, and get ready to also solve much assignment. I want you to make sure that you do your assignment today. I'm going to give you your assignment today. Do the assignment and let me know if you have any issue with any of the things. You can always chat me up. Let me know if you have any difficulty or if it's well understood. Is that okay? So that is all about today's class.